How are you guys doing? I know that quarantine has been lifted for you guys, but what has the past, couple months been like for you? Imagine stressful.
We are so used to such routine and, the kids as well, just getting up, going to school since school started, and the Quints go to school 3 days a week. And so it's been, I think, harder adjustment for them to be stuck in the house and not being able to just do anything because we're either going out to dinner or we'll go to my sister's house for dinner or we'll be visiting someone or someone's over at our house like every day. And so it's been a lockdown and it's been hard for them. Lots more tantrums, more so than we've seen. As they're getting older, those things are kind of phasing out. But during lockdown here, it's definitely has come up more because there's like only so much we can do.
Right. I mean, how did you guys get creative in coming up with like fun and entertaining ways to, fill up the days? Because, it's very stressful. I have one. I don't know how you do it with 6.
Yeah, thank goodness for technology and Pinterest and internet and just other, friends and moms like, doing tie-dye stuff, which has become really fun and popular, and just lots of chalk ideas and tracing, going out and finding leaves and making leaf shavings and like, anything possibly we could do that we could envision at school that they would do, which we've been thankful, like their schools, we've been homeschooling and the Quints have gotten like packets from schools where we could do like worksheets and like, crafts and activities. And so anything, but we've also feel like we've gone through every room of like, what else can we do? Thankfully we have the yard and we go on bike rides. Like we were doing like 2 a day bike rides, like in the morning and the evening.
Yeah.
Come in when we can, and as long as the weather's good, we're trying to be outside. But
whenever the quarantine first started, it was still pretty cold over here. Yeah. So we pretty much just heated our pool for like a month straight.
Yeah.
Another option just to get out of the house and get outside.
Yeah. Totally. You're like, I don't want to look at my bill from all the heat that you've been doing in the pool, right? What has homeschooling been like for you? Has it been, I've talked to plenty of parents and they say that, it's really, really hard because obviously you're juggling all your kids and you also have to keep on top of the schoolwork.
Right. All I can say is I'm thankful that the girls haven't started kindergarten yet, because that would have been another level of like homeschooling. So Blake, of course, is in 3rd grade. And so she's got a very big structure of like what her day looks like. And, from the very beginning, I came up with a routine and a schedule like, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to wake up and kind of have these days. Well, with the Quints, it's just, they don't see us as teacher. Like
right.
They listen at school probably way better than they do us as teacher. And so that balance of like trying to get them to focus, but also like Adam would be down here with the Quints and I would be upstairs with Blake doing her schoolwork and helping her, or we would switch. And it's tough. It's tough. I always thought like, I'm a homeschool. Like I can homeschool Blake before they start. We can travel and do whatever, but we've done 2 months of it.
Homeschooling is a whole nother animal. And it's funny because like we're trying to like figure out like what we want to do. That's why we keep switching back and forth. It's like, do you want to school 5?
You want a classroom?
Yeah, or 5 preschoolers downstairs or 1 3rd grader and try to teach her the math that we didn't learn when we were kids.
Yeah. It's a lot of dividing and conquering, right? And then in the midst of all of this, you actually filmed part of your show on your own while in quarantine, right?
Yeah, that was another interesting factor of the season.
Yeah, because we had just started filming and we got about 3 episodes in, and then all of this hit. And yeah, we did film at your new school.
Yeah.
The episode 1.
Riley's
going to introduce her very new school.
Oh, that's so fun.
But yeah, we just got a few episodes in and then the coronavirus hit. and all the crew had to leave. And so we're like, what do we do? And everybody's stuck at home. And so we're like, man, I guess we're going to have to try to rush these episodes to air just because like everybody's stuck at home anyway. And like, so, there was a lot of interviews and stuff that we hadn't shot yet for those 3 episodes. So, we had to, in the evenings, whenever the girls went to sleep, like we had to set up an interview set in our living room and like shoot that while the kids are sleeping. And then we completely shot an entire stealth shot episode just of our events during the quarantine and like what we were doing here and like what's going on around our house and stuff. And so that's all 100% shot by us, interviews shot by us. And so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how they're able to put that together.
I'm sure it's going to be great. What else are we going to expect this season? Because obviously, before the quarantine, you guys were busy shooting and, keeping up with your regular lives.
Molly, what did we film for Outdaughterd this year? Say, I filmed with the camera.
I filmed with the
Tell
camera.
me. Can she hear you?
Remember at your
I
school?
filmed with the camera.
Tell me
Yeah?
What did you do at school? Did
I sat on the film girl and sister's classes while they switch and switch.
you got to speak up and tell me.
They switch and switch.
So the first, you'll see the season kind of kick off with Riley introducing her sister's classmates at school because they were all in a different class this year. And so it's so cute. You'll see they're just, getting out of that babyness and becoming kids.
Yeah.
And conversations. We laugh so much with just things that they say and come up with, but things that they repeat. They're very into actually and so actually, and you're like, wait, what? So using words that or just don't necessarily seem like they'd come out of 5-year-olds' mouths, but just so much personality from them, and they're just so different, and you really see a lot of that even just from the very beginning of the season start. Yeah. So it's really good.
Yeah, and then on during spring break we took a vacation to Wyoming. I'm sure you guys saw it like on our social media and stuff, but something that us or the girls have never done before. I mean, Danielle and I mean, we're from Texas, or we're originally from Louisiana, and usually all our life, whenever we've gone on vacation, like we've always gone somewhere warm, and like we've never even been snow skiing or anything like that. So
Yeah.
the whole family, we went up to Wyoming, and it was a brand new experience for everyone. And so it's going to be really cool to see that. It's very, very funny. But yeah, I mean, a big part of it is just like the girls being so much older and communicating so much more, and just
They're little people.
They've taken this new role on the TV show where, I mean, they're actual, like, they have actual parts and stuff, and like can narrate stuff and like talk through things. You
can ask them a question and they'll probably answer it.
So it's just been really cool to watch that, and they're just hilarious. Like the episodes that we've screened already, I mean, it's just, we laugh through the whole time because just the stuff that they're saying and doing.
I love that. So what are the girls into right now? What are they loving? Girls, what are you, like, any TV shows or any toys that they're really loving right now? What do you girls love?
What do y'all like, girls?
I like kangaroo.
She likes kangaroo, yeah. What do you like, Riley?
What do you like right now?
Oh. What?
What you like?
Pizza?
No,
Pluto, but I thought you were really obsessed with lizards right now, Riley.
Riley, being in the backyard and catching lizards.
Lizards, and yep. What do you like in lizard?
What do you have in your hand? Though? No, the other hand.
Rock.
Also, like in the backyard, finding rocks and like collecting rocks and
lots of nature experience. We've gone to the beach since things have kind of loosened up here. We've gone to the beach twice because it was kind of the only place we could go and still keep ourselves in a huddle, but let them be outside, and they were so good. So we were like, went to the beach. So just literally, they want to be outside.
I'm sure. And has Blake really stepped up during this time to help you out? She's like this, the second mom.
It's been the greatest thing about Blake is that she loves the play teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got new scooters.
Ooh.
So play teacher with a lot of their stuff that they get from school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been awesome.
I play teacher, and I have these papers from my niece, and she counselors in the school for high school, but they speak in different language, so they have to learn English. And they have these ABC's papers, and my nanny gave them to me. And you have to match the uppercase letter to the lowercase letter, and they do those, and then they give them to me.
So she but like literally teaching, and she's only 9 years old. Like she just turned 9 years old. So it's been awesome. Like Blake has always been one of the biggest blessings in our life. Just having a big sister to help with these little girls who sometimes they listen to her better than they listen to us.
Yeah, I'm sure. And like you said, you can really now start telling the different personalities. So would you say that they all are completely different personalities?
Pretty close to it, yeah.
Pretty much in the spectrum.
Yeah.
For sure. We got Riley, that was right here just dancing in front of the camera and talking to you. And to Parker's a little bit more shy. And Hazel is just like the free spirit and just down for whatever, and just like her head's always in the clouds. And Ava and Olivia, I mean, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
They're both pretty goofy and like to laugh and make faces and dance. So they don't really take anything seriously.
You gonna take a picture of her?
And then Blake's like our little mom.
How did you guys handle if any of the kids got sick during quarantine? Like, were you able to go to the doctors and things like that, or
I mean, thankfully, no one got sick or anything. I think one of my fears was, please no one break anything, hurt yourself, because we don't want to have to put y'all in a situation where we have to go to any kind of medical or hospital, just with the virus spreading and going around. But thankfully, we didn't have any kind of like stuffy noses or need any kind of medicine or any aspect. So we did good being locked down at home.
Good. And how's Hazel doing?
Lots of Band-Aids, but Hazel, can you say hi?
Hi.
Tell your big girl bounces back.
Yeah, they were playing out in the backyard and they snapped her glasses in half.
Oh no.
I got her new glasses back, and but yeah, I mean, like we kind of cover Hazel's journey with her eyes a little bit this season, and there's still a lot of unknowns with like what our next steps are going to be, but I feel like we're starting to narrow in on possible next steps with her, but there's still a lot we just don't know quite yet.
Definitely. And how are you guys making time, or is there ever any time for each other?
Well, it's been interesting because, we've, for years, we've always made a point to try and have our own date night every Friday or Saturday, where one night's family night, one night's date night, because we've learned over the years that we have to get out of the house to be able to like have time together, because you just get easily distracted, even if you try to do like date night at home. And
sure.
And that's basically what it's turned into, is that like we have to like go outside and like have a glass of wine, or like, hey, we're gonna watch a movie. It's like gone backwards a little bit to where it was in the very beginning of like, even when we became parents with Blake, like what our date nights used to be, movie night, like every Thursday. Mm-hmm. So it's been a balance of like how to have us time, how to have you time, and then because you're always surrounded and you can't have that escape anywhere. And so trying to find outlets here, like when can you have a break? When can you go here? When can you work? When can you have like, marriage time? And so it's been hard. It's been hard because there's no,
there's no break.
There's no break.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, like this past week, I mean, we finally, this past week has been the very first time that we've actually had a babysitter back in the last like 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
So since Texas has eased up on like restrictions and like restaurants are starting to open and in a limited capacity and stuff, Danielle and I actually went on a date for the first time, and actually out of the house, to a restaurant in like 2.5, 3 months. And so yeah, it was really weird, and it was obviously just because things are so different right now. It's not like completely back to normal, but and it's a blessing. I mean, we were able to kind of at least somewhat have, our old routine back.
Sure. It must have felt great, right?
The kids, actually what's funny is that we were leaving and the kids go, "Get out of here. Y'all had too much time with us." And I sort of busted out laughing. I'm like, "Hey, I'm glad to."
What's that?
You're like, the feeling is mutual. How did you guys manage to not get on each other's nerves during all of this? Or try not to.
I mean, I think that's what that is one thing that's been like kind of eye-opening and stuff, is that there's been a lot of good, I think, that's come from what have we learned through all this slower pace, like just not being able to do a lot of things. But hey, they're starting to get comfortable.
I was going to say they are very well behaved, just sitting through all this.
But there's been a lot of oh my moments, like y'all are on my nerves, we're on each other's nerves, like we can only take so much at certain times. But it's gone through phases. Like I feel like we had to have like a moment of like, you can't do it all, you can't have it all together all the time. And so there's been, okay, we got to sit down and talk about like, what do you need? What do I need? How do we do this? And so just that communication is something that, it's never been perfect, but it's always been something we know that like we have to do. And so in the beginning, it was like, this is great. Like we've got this more relaxed schedule and all this. And then it's like the newness of the new routine wore off, and it's like, okay, we got to stay. Now what?
Cabin fever sets in.
Yeah.
And, everybody's like in each other's space, and you can't get away from each other. You can't have like any personal like time, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Definitely. Adam, what I love is that you are never afraid to clap back on anybody on Instagram, which I think is awesome. But has there ever been something that has really bothered you? And, why do you clap back at them?
I think it's just, I would say it's just like kind of just being a dad, and, there's people online that just like think that they can just say whatever they want. And, even though, yes, we are in the public eye and like, we're on TV and stuff, we're still real people. And, so every now and then, like just some things that people say, it's not okay. Just because you're hiding behind a screen on, your phone or the computer or whatever, it's still not okay. You wouldn't say that to somebody in real life. And, some of the things that are directed like at Danielle or the girls or whatever, like every now and then it's like, I feel like it's just okay, just almost make an example and like put somebody back in their place. Like, like we are real people and we have real feelings, and, we're parents just trying to do the best we can. And, and not a lot of people can quite understand the decisions that we have to make on a daily basis, just with kids and 5 of them all being the exact same age. And, and so it's easy for people just to kind of see from afar and, make these decisions that they think that we should make like after the fact, whenever we're actually the ones making the decisions. And so, just every now and then people just need to understand like the perspective of like our side of things. And, I'm not afraid to say it.
Oh, definitely. Has there ever been one thing that really did bother you? Or is it just like a culmination of things, I guess?
It's honestly, usually the things, that people say about me don't really bother me as much. Like every now and then I'll kind of like put somebody in their place, like if they're just kind of get out of bounds because people just don't know boundaries. But it's usually whenever something, I think that the things that have like bothered me the most is like whenever somebody thinks that they can say something negative about like a 2 or 3-year-old child,
Mm-hmm.
that's just not okay.
No.
And someone stand up and like say something, and that's probably been the things. Girls, come here. Hey, come here. They're over there fighting over a toy. But it's been mainly like, whenever somebody online thinks that they can comment on a 2 or 3-year-old child's appearance,
Mm-hmm.
that's not okay. And somebody needs to say something. And
No, definitely.
realize that, like, out of common decency, that's just not acceptable.
No, definitely not.